New Zealand's economy has been tipped to do well this year, with plenty of evidence for a strong recovery. But social service agencies are seeing another side to that story. Salvation Army Dunedin Community Ministries Manager Lindsay Andrews is here to explain. Good evening, Lindsay.
Good evening.
Now, you've suggested that more people are struggling to cope financially. Why do you think that is?
Well, probably for a whole variety of reasons. Probably wrong to generalise, but the economy itself is making it difficult. Lots of people are struggling just with their budgets. A lot of people are struggling just to put food on the table for their families each week.
What sort of help does the Salvation Army provide?
Well, we've got a lot of assistance really. Principally, our first help is via the food bank. And people come in and share their stories, so listening ear is important. And it's from there that they will receive their food parcel, or maybe we'll refer them on for further assistance. For example, the Salvation Army Bridge for drug and alcohol, the Oasis for problem gambling. But then we're part of a network as well, and so we'll refer them on to other agencies as well within Dunedin.
How many people a day would you have come in looking for a food parcel?
Oh, that's a difficult one. On average, probably 15 to 20 in the way of interviews. But there's people that just regularly drop in for a loaf of bread.
Now, the Dunedin Night Shelter, we were speaking to a representative from there earlier this week. They've reported a 46% increase in demand. What sort of figures is the Salvation Army dealing with?
We're not keeping figures on the actual folks that are struggling with homelessness, but we are seeing an increase in the number of people coming through, and we're regularly referring people to the night shelter. But what we are finding here in Dunedin is that there is a huge need for good accommodation for women. There just seems to be very little that meets that need, and for us that's a real concern.
What sort of stories are these people telling you?
Well, again, they vary from person to person, but it could be that they're just down on their luck financially. They've no longer able to afford accommodation for a whole variety of reasons. It could be that they've actually had to move from Christchurch. That's a common story these days, and a lot of those folks come with nothing. And their financial resources are so small that they can't afford accommodation. What
would you like to see done?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, really. Definitely some generous people to come forward and help with accommodation for women. That would be a first. We would like to see probably the economy change so that people are able to cope with their own budgets and cope with just living financially.
Do you think that an economic upturn will help to alleviate some of these issues?
We've had economic upturns in the past that haven't actually flowed right through to help the ordinary person on the street that is struggling financially. And I think whether the political flag is blue or red or green, we want to see a change in the needs of these folks so that the ordinary person on the street's getting some real help that's going to make a difference in their lives.
And most of these people that are coming through your doors, do they get a benefit or something from the government?
Yes, most of them are, but we're seeing an increase in the number of waged people coming in for assistance. Again, it's for a whole variety of reasons. It could be that the breadwinner in the family or one breadwinner is no longer able to work. It could be that just one circumstance in their family has changed and they're no longer able to cope.
From the Salvation Army, Lindsay Andrews, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.